Hi everyone, I'm Alejandra and in this video I'll show you how to make pie charts in Xamarin Forms using Syncfusion. Before we start, we make sure that we have all the Syncfusion components installed. If you don't have it, you can click on the previous video where Jose taught you how to install Syncfusion and their license community for Xamarin. We start creating a new project in Xamarin Forms. If we want to make graphics with SfChart of Syncfusion, it's needed to add the nuget to our project. In our solution, we open the Manage Nuget package. We click in Browse and we look for Syncfusion Xamarin SfChart and select the first one. We have to make sure that it is going to be installed in all of our projects and then we click Install. We will follow the installation procedure as in any other nuget. Once the installation is finished, in the Install tab, we will check if our nuget appears. Once you have done this, there is something I want to tell you. The Syncfusion documentation tells us that in addition to downloading the nuget, additional configuration is required in the case of iOS and Windows platform. In the case of Android, it only requires installation of the nuget. Let's start defining our model. Let's create a class called book. This will have two attributes, name and quantity, all this in public mode. In our view model, let's define an observable collection that contains objects of type book. And in our constructor, we will initialize it. Within the field data method, we will insert values into our collection. In our view, let's start creating our pie chart. We are going to import the namespace. By the way, this namespace is in the documentation. Chart series is used for the visual representation of the data. Within this, we will find different types of charts to represent the data. For this video, we will create an instance of pie series which help us to create our data pie chart. Pie series has several properties that help us to customize it. In this example, we will use the following ones. Enable animation allows us to enable an animation for our charts every time your data source suffers some change. To enable the animation, we have to set this property as true. Item source. We use this property to establish the data source of our pie chart. We make a binding. Remember that data is our observable collection. We also need to initialize the X binding path and Y binding path properties with the respective values of our model. Enable tooltip. We enable the tooltip property to show information every time we touch a part of our chart. We will use the data maker to show more information about our chart. This information will be in a label. We can customize the content of this label with the property label content, and we have two options. Percentage displays the percentage value that corresponds to the y-axis data. Y value, it will show the value of the y-axis that corresponds. The way this label looks can be customized using the label style property. Font to change the size of the text and the type of the font. Label position. This property is used to position the label of our data maker. Color model is a property of SfChart that is used for defining the colors of our charts. To define the colors that we are going to use, the first thing we have to do is initialize the palette property with the word custom. With the custom brushes property, we are going to define the colors that we are going to use. Before checking how is our chart going, we need to connect our view with our view model using binding context. We wait until the emulator runs. And it's ready. The chart is shown. If we click on each color, we can see more information. This is because of the tooltip property that we previously enabled. To activate the legend in our chart, we use the legend property. The appearance of our legend can be customized with the label style property, where font changes the size of the text and the type of the font. We start our emulator again. As we can see, the legend is showing now. Now we are going to add another property to our pie chart, legend icon. With this property, we can set an icon for our legend. It can be a circle, a diamond, a rectangle, but for this example, we are going to choose series type. Well, that's all for this video. If this video helps you, please give thumbs up. That would make me very happy. See you soon!